Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. What if I told you that the screen you're looking at right now, the buttery smooth, color-rich display, was actually made by Apple's biggest smartphone competitor? You see, in this whole game of tech giants, the companies that seem like enemies on the surface, they're actually shaking hands behind closed doors and making billions doing it. Stick with me. This story might just change the way you look at your phone forever. So, Apple and Samsung, two of the most recognizable names in tech. You'd think they're at war. And yeah, sure, they've thrown legal punches, roasted each other in ads, even gone head-to-head on stage with their flagship phones. But here's the twist. Apple needs Samsung. Like, badly. Because Samsung makes the best OLED displays in the game. Not just good, industry-leading. And Apple? They want only the best. Especially when they're shipping iPhones to hundreds of millions of people across the world. It has to be perfect, bright, color-accurate. No dead pixels, and delivered on time at scale. Only Samsung Display can pull that off. Not LG, not BOE, just Samsung. Now imagine you're Samsung. Your rival walks in a room and says, "Hey, we need 200 million top-tier OLED screens for our next iPhone." That's billions of dollars on the table. You're gonna say no? Of course not. Even if you're making your own phones, that iPhone deal is too sweet to pass up. Here's the crazy part. When the iPhone X launched, Samsung made more money from selling displays to Apple than they made selling their own Galaxy S8 phones. Think about that. The Galaxy was their pride and joy, but it was the iPhone that filled their pockets. That's when it hit me. The rivalry? It's real. But the money? It's realer. And Samsung's not the only one playing this game. Let's talk about Google. You've probably never changed the default search engine on your iPhone. Most people don't. And guess what? That simple little bar at the bottom of Safari, the one you type into every day, that's Google search automatically. But it's not there by accident. Google pays Apple to be the default. And not just a little. They pay $20 billion a year. That's not a typo. 20 billion every year just to stay the default search on Safari. Why? Because it means billions of searches coming through Google instead of a competitor like Bing or Yahoo or even now ChatGPT. And Apple? They basically get paid to do nothing, just keep things the way they are. That's a win-win if I've ever seen one. But here's where it gets spicy. Regulators in the U.S. are starting to question this whole setup. They're saying, wait a second, isn't this kind of monopoly? Because if nobody else even gets a fair shot at being the default, that is a problem. And if that $20 billion deal ever gets shut down, Apple could do something crazy. They could make their own search engine. People have been whispering about it for years. And if they did, they could cut Google out entirely. That's not just a loss for Google. That's a nuclear bomb on their entire search business. Now, let's throw one more twist into this tech drama. Google also makes phones, the Pixel. You'd think, at every big launch event, they'd use their own Pixel to show off new features, right? But more and more, they're demoing their software on Samsung phones. Seriously, Gemini features? Samsung Galaxy. Android updates? Samsung Galaxy. Even the circle to search feature? It launched on both Samsung and Pixel at the same time. Why? Because Google knows Samsung has the Android market locked. They've got the reach, the audience, the global scale. And Samsung? They're still relying on Google's ecosystem. Android, the Play Store, Gmail, YouTube. It's all connected. So yes, they make their own phones, but they also work together. And yes, they compete in public, but partner in private. That's the world we live in. Behind every shiny product is a web of billion-dollar deals, secret handshakes, and uneasy alliances. These tech giants may be playing chess on the front end, but in the back room, they're splitting the pot. And the wildest part? Most of us never notice. And subscribe my channel for more tech updates.